Welcome to Career TV, proudly brought to you by the South African Civil Aviation Authority. I'm Zandile Ndlela, your host, and we've got an exciting show that we've got for you today. We've got a beautiful lady in studio who happens to be a firefighter. I know that it's every girl and boy's dream out there to be a firefighter, but there are very few that actually follow it through and actually make it happen. So today's guest, she did just that. She followed it through and made her dream come true. So welcome to our show. So our beautiful guest today is Nomusa Mkhize. So please just briefly tell me about who you are and what you do.
Okay, my name is Nomusa Mkhize, like you've rightfully said. I'm from a small town called Newcastle in KZN. That's where I was born and bred. And what do I do now is I'm an auditor by profession, meaning I work for Civil Aviation Authority. I go to airports and conduct inspections just to make sure that they are ready for any type of emergency that might occur.
Wow, wonderful.
Yeah.
And I love that you just touched on the South African Civil Aviation Authority, the same company that is bringing us this exciting show, which is responsible for the regulation of civil aviation in South Africa. You know by now that they regulate airports, airlines, and I love what she's just covered as well, that they're also there to ensure compliance within the emergency services in the aviation industry. So yes. I absolutely love that.
Thank you.
So moving right along, we all have a very limited knowledge of firefighters. I say limited because today we are zooming in on aviation. Most of us know firefighters to, if there's a house on fire, we call a firefighter. If there's an accident and there happens to be a fire, they call the firefighters. But now we're zooming in on aviation. So what's the difference between a normal firefighter and a firefighter in the aviation industry?
Okay, we all normal, except that when they run inside the burning building,
yes,
we respond to burning aircraft.
Okay. So
that's basically that. We are specialized in terms of aviation, rescue and firefighting. We specialize in that. So meaning if there's any aircraft that needs any type of assistance, we there at the airport, ready and able to assist.
Okay,
so that's the difference.
Oh, wow, wonderful. So the aviation ones are specifically based at airports?
Yes, we're based at airports, so we have around 35 airports.
Okay,
but the license, yes, around the country, but the ones that we audit, they're roughly 35 that we provide oversight on. So we go there and make sure that they're ready, like I've said, to handle any type of an emergency.
You know, I'm so excited. I think it's actually the first time I get to meet a female firefighter. This is exciting for me. Guys, I hope you see that the opportunities are endless. And moving right along, what are the type of emergencies that an aviation firefighter is likely to face in your line of work?
There's quite a lot, hey? But the ones that come to mind is an aircraft that comes in with an engine fire, aircraft that comes in with overheated brakes when it lands and it applies so much brakes, so overheated brakes, and also medical emergencies, because you think we firefighters, we just concentrating on fires. No, we also attend to anyone that needs any kind of emergency, medical emergency, like based on or inside the aircraft, that is inside the aircraft, to deal with those medical emergencies, ranging from, you know, just maybe giving birth. Because some people, when they land, you know, they tend to, you know, start being on labor, so we then attend to that. So it's just a vast of, things that might happen and need our assistance.
Wow, guys, it's just so exciting, you know. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, let's take a look at what that would look like. So we are now aware, actually, they might not be aware. What are the work hours of an aviation firefighter? What type of hours are we looking at? Because I'm aware that normal fire stations are open all the time. So is it any different with you guys?
No, it's exactly the same. As
Okay.
long as the airport is still accepting an aircraft that's going to come in and land and also depart from that airport to another, we there 24/7.
Wow.
Unless you, at that airport, you are operating from 6 to 6.
Okay.
So we there. Like I've said, as long as you're accepting an aircraft that comes in and departs, we there to assist at any given time.
Yeah, I know, and it's wonderful. You know, I actually just remembered something as well, especially with us pilots as well. What most people don't know, that sometimes you're facing an emergency and you notify the air traffic controller that we've got a pending emergency on board the aircraft. So sometimes I love the state of readiness that you guys usually have, because by the time we land, you guys are there on standby waiting that should something happen, you respond quickly. So I've always loved that about you guys. The preparation is mind-blowing, honestly. And another thing I just want to quickly touch on, we pilots, for example, have a certain number of hours based on air law that we work in a month or in a week or whatever the case may be. Do you guys have something like that?
The number of hours?
Yes.
The number of hours, like I've said, depends
Yes,
on the actual hours that the aerodrome is open for. So it can be 12 hours from 6 till the 6th evening.
Oh, so
if
that's...
it's a 24-hour operational airport.
Okay.
But if it's a 6-hour operational airport, then you'll have one shift that will just work for the 6 hours.
Okay.
But
That
like
makes
your bigger airports, like your OR Tambos,
Yes.
they are 24-hour operational. So
Okay.
meaning one shift comes in the morning at 6 and then gets off at 6 p.m. and another shift starts again from 6 p.m. till 6 in the morning. And lucky they do have time to rest, which is about 4 days. So you'll do your 2 days in, 2 nights, and rest for 4 days to recoup yourself for the next shift.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I love that. So the law doesn't restrict you guys as far as hours like it does with us. And something else I just want to touch on then, in terms of your mental readiness, your sharpness, being alert, responding to such situations. How do you guys prepare for such instances? Like the mental readiness to stay alert?
Yep, you have to be ready for any type of emergency, like I've said. So basically, we do your training on a daily basis.
Okay.
So don't think when you go past the fire station, think they're sleeping. No, there's a lot that goes on and you guys not quite aware of. So when you come in the morning, you'll have your checking of your vehicles.
Okay.
Making sure that when that emergency occurs, that vehicle is ready.
Okay.
Your equipment is on point, meaning you have to start up your equipment every day, which is those saws that you see them starting, or if you
Yes.
need help, they go and cut and all that. And also our personal protective clothing also needs to be checked so that if I need to use it, I make sure that I have enough air that I need to breathe in. As you may see them connecting that device that goes into a face mask.
Yes.
So they do that, they connect that. That needs to be checked every day. You need to be trained. So basically you'll cover your initial training.
Okay.
But when you're based at the airport, you do your, what do you call that, a revision.
Okay.
In simple and layman's term, you're revising. So you meaning you go back and touch base on what you have trained on initially.
Yes.
On a day-to-day basis. And also there's physical fitness
about to
training.
ask about that, yes.
Yes, physically also as a firefighter, you need to be very fit. So that as well, a person doesn't become fit on one
Yes.
day. So you need to continuously prepare yourself. Or
Then-
continuously training.
Yeah.
That's why most firefighters or most fire stations at the airports or anywhere, they've got a gym.
Yes.
So regardless, regardless whether you're male or female, you need to be physically fit. And what I usually tell the people is, think about an aircraft that is coming in with an emergency.
Yes.
And your mother or your father is inside there.
Oh my God.
And you're not fit to carry that person out of that aircraft that is burning. So hence you need to be mentally prepared for anything and physically too. The two, you cannot separate them.
Yeah, definitely. Now that explains why we never see any overweight firefighters.
We try.
That explains it, because they're always in great shape. Now I know why. Maybe I should visit that gym as well. Anyway, let's get a bit personal now. Your passion. Where did your passion to become a firefighter begin?
Okay, so like I've said, originally I'm from a small town called Newcastle.
Yes.
So we used to walk in our days. We used to walk to school. So
Okay.
en route to school, I would go past a fire station. And then I'll see those lovely red fire engines driven by male. So I go like, one day it will be me in that vehicle and I'll be driving it.
Wow.
So that's where it started from. And seeing them, like you said, in good shape. So with me, I play netball, so you have to be fit as well. So I went like, wow, this is for me. So that is where it all started for me.
Wow, wonderful. That's so inspiring. And then let's look at the career aspect of being a firefighter. So if a learner at home is interested in becoming one, what is the path to pursue? For example, from high school, are there specific subjects that they're supposed to do?
Yes.
Okay. Please talk me
So
through that.
basically you have to have matric. As you know, matric sort of open, not widely the doors, but they just, the matric is there just to enter a specific field.
Definitely.
So with firefighting as well, you need your matric, but at school, please make sure that obviously English. You need to communicate in English, which is mandatory, and maths and physics.
Okay.
Maths and physics, it's like now we used to call it levels. I'm not sure if they still call it that.
Yes, now they call it levels.
Oh, level, level 4, I think you're 50, 60% pass rate, because as a firefighter, you need to calculate. You need your extinguishing, yes, it's calculations, and it's physics, and it's hydraulics, it's chemistry, it's everything that you may think
You're
of.
kidding me.
Yep. So, meaning when that aircraft comes in, you're carrying so much, such amount of water. So it's carrying so much fuel in that aircraft. You need to start calculating this amount of water that I have in my fire engine. Is it going to be enough for the burning material?
Okay,
you understand?
to put it out.
So if I'm positioned here and the aircraft is there, like how long is my hose that I'm running out?
Yes.
Is it in a steep level or not? Because now there's friction loss and everything. So, you know, maths and physics. And it helps you to think out of the box as well. Because that's what maths does to you. So we want, we want people like that to be able to think out of the box. Don't just say, I was trained in one. So this may not apply. You need to think out of the box, see if I apply 1, 2, 3 on this burning material. Will it extinguish the fire or will it not? So that's why we need all the time.
Guys, I'm beyond shocked. I never knew that much work actually goes into it. You know, this has been an eye-opening experience for me as well. And now let's just zoom in on post-matric in terms of still pursuing this career path. Now, I've got my matric, I've passed maths and science well with English. Where to now?
Okay, so then when you've passed your matric and you've got your maths and your physics, like we've said, then you can Google. Just even, we all should know when you start your matric that I'm passing or not. And you put so much effort into your studying. So just a year before you complete your matric, just Google. You know, Uncle Google is there for us all. And just Google fire training schools near me, wherever you are. So there are quite a lot in the country. We're fortunate, not like other SACAA regions. They are not so fortunate in that. So with us, I'm pretty sure each and every province got a firefighting school. So you just Google it, and then you go there. So when you're there, you will do your firefighter 1. It's your firefighting training, level 1. So that level is just basically just to prepare you. What is this firefighting all about? You understand? Just teach you, like I've said, your hoses. You need to be physically and able to run them out. You need to know how to connect them safely and things like that. So it's just your basic training that you receive there. It's about 4 to 6 months. Because in that, we will do your hazmat training or hazardous material training in that. So they will also teach you on how to deal with hazardous material that is burning everywhere. And that training is just opening doors for you. You can either decide to go do your do firefighting at a municipal level, or you can come to us now at the airport. We are more special because we do specialized training. So we'll accept you when you come with your firefighter 1, and obviously your first aid. I forgot to mention that your first aid level 3. That is the requirement with the aviation career. So you also need your first aid level 3. So we'll accept you, and then we'll do more specialized training when you get to the airport. So when you get to the airport, as you may see at OR Tambo, there's so many aircraft that comes in and land and depart. So we do aircraft construction. So when you respond to that aircraft, you need to know the material that the aircraft is constructed on. You need to know if that material bends, what does it give out in terms of toxic fuels,
Yes.
and how should I deal with
Wow.
that, you understand? So you need to know this Airbus is constructed like that, it's got so many exits.
You're
You
kidding.
understand? This Boeing 737 or whatever, you need to be able to identify each and every aircraft that comes in. That is your familiarization, construction. Each and every aircraft is more or less constructed the same, but the difference is there and there. So as a firefighter, you need to understand, you know, what's the difference between the two.
Yes.
And also you do things like your asset aircraft construction, asset aircraft familiarization. You do a lot. Like
Yes, definitely.
the airport is it's so busy. It's like a
Yes.
city on its own.
Definitely.
So you also need your training to drive at the airport, and also drive to respond to an aircraft that comes in, because you just don't drive.
Yes,
Like you
exactly.
said, you need to communicate with
With the
ATNS
yes.
or air traffic controllers.
Control.
That's what also training that goes into it. So it is, yeah, there's quite a lot.
No, it is. I think I also underestimated the profession, honestly. And now I'm realizing, as you explain, I'm realizing the need actually for maths and science. Now, as we're about to wrap things up, let's quickly just talk me through what type of personality would one need to have to do well, maybe as a firefighter.
Yeah, you need sort of like to be a stuntman, if I may call it like that.
Yeah, no,
because
definitely.
you like when there's a ban, like if an aircraft or a building is burning,
Yes.
everyone runs out, but not with us. We go in there.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yes.
So you need to know, first of all, it's a calling.
Yes.
You cannot just take it as a career. So basically, you just need to know that I only have one chance at it.
Yes.
So you just go there, you do the best of your ability, make sure, like we said, we are fire and rescue. We are not fire and recovery.
Yes.
So you go there and you rescue.
Yes.
Property, first is lives, and then there's property.
Wow.
So that's, yeah.
Well said.
Thank you.
I love that. I love that. It just shows the seriousness of actually what you do. As much as it's fun, lives are at stake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that. Any closing words of motivation for our learners at home?
For me, it's study hard. You know, get your metric and make sure that once you get it, you know what you want. You go for it, because you only get one chance at it. So study hard, do your metric, go to school, learn as much as possible, because that you will need out there. And remember that hard times don't determine heroes, but it's due to those hard times that heroes are determined.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Thank
I'm
you.
inspired myself. And guys, wow, thank you for tuning in. This has been mind-blowing. I thoroughly, I love this episode. I'm shocked. I feel clueless initially. Now I've learned a whole lot. So guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure that you like and subscribe so that you can keep getting notifications as we post more of such content. And please, if you have any comments, questions, do post them in the comment section. And another thing, guys, I hope you picked up on what you said. You have to be intentional about who you're going to be, because if you don't decide who you're going to be, then the world will tell you who you should be. On that note, we're out. Cheers.